I have been searching for a very long time for a CRM that can do all the things, but can do all of the things at a price that I can afford. And as an independent artist, I don't want to have to spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, but actually more like thousands of dollars to be able to get all of the functions that some of these high level CRMs have. So I've been on the hunt and I've used three different CRMs over the last 3 or 4 years. All of them have been excellent at various points for various reasons, but they still don't do everything that I actually need to do, that I want to be able to do in my system at a price that I can afford. So the first one I used was Excel. I literally had an Excel spreadsheet where I was tracking jobs, and the reason I moved to an actual system is because I lost a job, and I lost a job that was worth about $900. I got a phone call one morning and they said, "Are you on your way?" And I'm like, "I don't have you down for a show today." I do micro tours every 3 months to vacation care sites. And I just, in the emails, wading through all the emails and moving it over to Excel, somehow I had missed their job and not put it into my spreadsheet. And then my spreadsheet became the place that I was looking. And so we missed it. So that was a hassle. Obviously, it's embarrassing. It's very unprofessional. It cost me twice that because in order to really win them over, I gave them a free incursion, a free show in the next school holidays, which is when I tour. So it cost me double that in reality, when had I actually just been paying a few $100s a year, you know, $20, $30 a month, the cost of, 1 hour of labor a month, I would have not had that happen. And it's not happened since. So from there, I did a lot of searching around, and the best thing I could find was HubSpot's free account, that then led me to use HubSpot's entry-level paid account, which is $25 a month, which is awesome because you get a little bit of marketing, a little bit of sales, so you can do pipelines and things, but that's it. You can email all of your contacts from there, which is a really big bonus that I could do, like bulk email, like a MailChimp style mail out newsletters, but I couldn't do any automations, and so everything had to be built and set up manually. That was a bit of a hassle because as my business has been growing, I might be doing 10, 15 sites every school holidays, sometimes more. I don't want to have to do all of that communication manually. So I need automated workflows. But that was going to step me up to the next level of their marketing package, which was like $1,000 a month. Ain't no way I'm paying that. So that ended that. The workflows actually became more important than kind of anything else. And so I've ended up moving on to a CRM called Studio Ninja, which is actually a photography CRM. And really all it can do is I can put contacts and companies in, and then I can create a job flow and book people into a job. And I can create automations in the background of that, which has been excellent. But I can't add more than one person to a company, and that's just unviable because I have multiple contacts at some of the places where I perform. So I need to be able to have that. I also want reporting. That CRM has no reporting that you can get out of it. Like I can't get a report on how many jobs did we do from this period to this period. I can't get a report of any sort from that system, and that's just untenable for me. Anyway, so I've been on the hunt. And I think I finally found something after that long rant, that 3.5 minute rant, to set up set the frame on what has been frustrating me. I think I have finally found a solution, and it's completely blown me away. It is not what I thought the solution would be at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you very quickly what this software is and everything that it can do, and then I'm going to shock you. I think I'm going to shock you. I'm going to shock you a lot. Okay, so this is called Gig Sorter, and it's a CRM business platform that is being tailored specifically for the performing arts. So firstly, we've got a dashboard here, which is 100% customizable. You can add any of these things are called widgets. You can add or remove these widgets. This one's been set up very, very basically to start with, because the reality is people starting out get overwhelmed with menu fatigue. If you've got too much stuff there, you just don't know what to do. So this one's been set up as the absolute bare bones basics, which is a list of tasks and what your current funnel looks like. Now, I know we're artists and we don't like the word funnel, but we just need to get over it. This is business. If you're trying to make money from your art, you are running a business and you need to come to terms with that. And so it's a funnel. It's what it is. It's the sales process. That's all it is. A funnel is just a sales process, and there is nothing dirty about that. So this shows you every stage of your sales process. And so we can see that in full here under opportunities. So this is our opportunities. And in here is our pipeline. This is called a pipeline. So this is where the customer flows through the pipeline. So let's actually create an opportunity. We go add opportunity, customer one. Here we go. Customer one is our first customer that I've got in the system. So, and we're going to put them into the gigs pipeline here. They're going to come in as a new lead. There's a whole bunch of other stuff there. You don't need to worry about that. We don't care about that. We pop them in here and we create it. Now, that could also be created through a form that they enter on the website, which we will look at a bit later. All right, so your customer comes in, they're seeing a new lead. Well, okay, today I'm trying to contact everyone. I move them into trying to contact. And so then I go in there, I try and contact them. And then what I can do in here, this is the customer section for this person. Over here, we've got opportunities, tasks, notes. So I can create a new note, add note, called, I might have called, what's today? 25th of August. And then, depending on, I might put no answer, all right? And then I might put call time, got voicemail. I can make whatever notes I want to know so that later on I can check that and go, okay, I tried to call them at this time on this date. I left a voicemail, so I know I left a voicemail. And I can do that, and then I save it. And then that note sits in there. Now, if I'm emailing with this customer and I get an email, that's also going to appear in here. So this is called your activity page. And so all your activities with this customer will appear here. All of the history of your emails with them, phone calls can be logged here, all that kind of stuff. And this is obviously only as good as the information that you put into it, but it's very, very useful because it means that you can pop in here and see what was the last email I sent, and it'll all appear here. So let's say we've called the customer and we got onto them. We're in our opportunities. We got onto them. Great. So we've actually gone from trying to connect to contacted, and we're in discussions with them. And so you can see as each time you go through this customer journey of going from someone who's interested in having us to someone who's paying us to perform or whatever it is that you do. There's AI agents in this, so it's got the ability to use AI in the system. That's getting pretty much embedded into every system at the moment. But down here, you've got marketing, right? This thing has the ability to connect to your social platforms, and you can, although from what I've heard, it's not great yet, it's getting better, but you can post stuff directly from this system into your social platforms. Emails. You can send emails directly from here. You can do newsletters. You can do one-off emails to somebody. And so you get a bit of a dashboard there. This is just fake data that's pre-populated in the system. Snippets. So these are like little templates that you can create that just allow you with a single click to send a response. So say you get, what's the most common question that you get? Like what are your rates, or how do I make a booking, or do you do this? Whatever your common questions are you get from people that are interested, you can set a response to that up as a snippet, click one button and it sends it as a reply whenever you need to. Awesome. You can sync it to your calendar, obviously. So when you get a gig and you're confirmed, you can put that so it appears in your calendar, all from this system. Automation. I have nothing to show you in here, but you can create automations and workflows in the system, and they can be linked to anything. So a lot of these systems are set up as a trigger and then an action. So a trigger could be customer moves from one part of our opportunity pipeline into the next opportunity pipeline, right? So maybe they go from customer moves from contacted to gig confirmed, and that action will cause an automation to trigger. And that automation might be, like for mine, my first automation in the one that I'm currently using is send an email with this survey in it for the customer to fill out, because then we get all the information that I need to give to the actors. You can actually create automations based on emails. So you can do email sequences, you can do email responses. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that you can automate. This system you can connect a phone number to and it will send SMSs. That costs a little bit more. You've obviously got to pay a little bit more than the subscription fee for that. That's an extra charge, but it's possible to do in here. You can create websites from this software. So if you've got a website at the moment, you'll have a little form on there that says, contact us for a quote or contact us if you're interested. That little box is what we call a lead form. Now you can create lead forms on this site and then embed them on other sites, or you can just create a brand new website here. You can essentially integrate your other website into this. So it's automatically all integrated into the one system, which is amazing. Again, just to save menu fatigue, some of that stuff will be turned off because we know that we're not going to need it. And so when you do need it, you'll know it's there and it can be turned on. And if you want it turned on from the time that you start, well, then it can be turned on from the time you start and it will be built into the subscription price, right? Memberships. So there is an option like a Patreon where someone can pay you a membership fee and that's recurring income. You give them something special, access to behind the scenes stuff that nobody else gets, that kind of thing. Patreon's probably the easiest example that most people know. You've got one of those built into this site if you want it. Media storage. So you can host on here some media like photos, maybe documents, contracts, that kind of stuff that you can then link into emails that you can use across the automations. Reputation management. You can link a Google business profile to this and it brings in your 5-star ratings. It also gives you then the ability to set up to get reviews for your Google business profile, which is super great, that you can do from within here. So you, again, build that into an automation. So after a gig, you can automatically have an email that goes out and says, hey, if you loved the gig, we'd love you to leave us a review on Google. Here's the link to do it. And you can have that automated, right? So that's stuff that can be built and automated in there. Now, some of that sounds overwhelming, obviously, if you've never done any of this before, but know that it's here. That's all I care about right now is just that you know it's in here. Reporting, huge one, to be able to kind of pull reports from the data of your customers and sales and whatever it is that you're doing, your gigs and performances. That's kind of everything that's in there. And that's not quite everything. I think there's a couple of other things in there. So when this goes live, Gig Sorter, something like memberships will probably be turned off for most people at the start, only because most people are not at a point where you need that. Because you can see that's a lot of menu items. And if you're sitting there thinking, I don't know if I need that yet, well, you don't need to have it and it can be turned off. And so not taken away. When you are ready for it, it can be turned on. And it will be built into the price that you pay. So here's the thing. This software is a software that already exists in a much bigger form. And to get a, you can buy this software, the base part of this software, which is actually a different software. You can access that starting at $97 a month. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably went, holy crap, I don't want to spend $97 a month. Well, that's right, because the other two levels they have in there are $297 a month and $497 a month, which is a lot of money. But, and this is the bit that blew my mind, and I never expected to do this, Gig Sorter is my version of this software, and I'm building this out as a performer for us in the performing arts. And what this is going to allow me to do is actually sell it as a CRM system that anyone can use. And I'm going to do it at just a flat rate price because I need this for me. This is actually going to solve a massive problem for me. But obviously I don't want to pay $497 a month to be able to access all of this or $97 a month. And so I've been kind of crunching some numbers and I think I should be able to do this for no more than $30 a month. Flat rate forever. Most of these subscription services for CRMs and email service providers like MailChimp, you might get 500 contacts for free. And then when you hit 500, it jumps to like $38 a month. And if you get 1,000, it's double that. And it just keeps going. You end up paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month. And it feels like you are being penalized for being successful. And I hate that. But I reckon I can actually set this up. And the numbers are basically, if I can get 25 people who are willing to pay $30 a month, that covers the cost for me to be able to run it, which means I need to have it at the highest level, which is the $497 a month version. But it allows me to run it at the highest level, and we all win because we all get to basically access it for $30 a month, which is great. Like, honestly, for everything that's in here for $30 a month is ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculously good as a price. I mean, you can go searching CRMs and ESPs, your MailChimps, your MailerLites, go and look at all the price of any of those, and you will see how good a deal that is of what's included upfront, for everything. Everything's in there that you want. I'm looking to send this live in the next couple of weeks. And what I'd really like is to start with a wait list of people that are ready to go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm setting up a founder's price, and I'm going to set that up at $20 a month. And again, if you get in on this price, that will be your price forever. And I'm setting up a founder's price so everyone gets a great deal. And, you know, we can kind of spread the word far and wide. There is also, I think, an affiliate capability in this that I'm investigating, and then hopefully, maybe not straight away. I just want to kind of get this started. But at some point, if it's available, I'll turn on an affiliate capability, which means that you can generate a link. And then if people sign up through your link, you also get a rebate based on their subscription, which in all honesty, because the price is so low, it won't be much. But, you know, getting some money back would be great if you're able to help bring other people onto the platform, because this becomes a network thing. The more of us that we get on here, the better it is for all of us. And so it means that the easier it is to keep the price down and never have to put the price up, as long as the background system doesn't shift its price. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm looking at. I'm super pumped about this. I'm super excited. I just, to be able to access all of that functionality for a ridiculous price, incredible. I'm still doing some investigation into the limits, but for the most of us, we're never going to need to hit 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 email subscribers. So I can't see it ever being an issue. I'm just trying to be open and upfront and honest. That's where I'm at. Gig Sorter is my CRM, performing arts based CRM business platform. I'm creating, there will be somewhere with this video a link to get on the wait list. It is a paid wait list, and it will mean that you get your first month for free. That just lets me know that this is actually something that people want, and validates the need and the desire for something like this at a price like this. Anyway, that's where I'm at. Thank you for listening to me rant. For now, have an awesome, awesome day. See you soon.